John O'Donohue, an Irish poet and philosopher, is known for saying, "It's strange to be here." He goes on and says, "Behind your image, below your words, above your thoughts, the silence of another world waits. A world lives within you." Isn't that so true? So, happy Iyyar, the biblical month of Iyyar. I am following in the footsteps of Karen, Hannah Pryor, and Cindy Elliott, and greeting you this month. That the new moon has appeared, and it's dark. And I love this picture of the new moon and following the biblical calendar and this rhythm and this process that it takes us through. And we find that when the moon is darkest, when the moon is most diminished, is when it's closest to the sun. It's in its quiet place. And I think that's a beautiful picture for us, especially to consider this idea of contemplation this month. So following with Karen and Cindy's example, we choose a body part each month and an accompanying sense with that body part. So this month we've chosen the heart and the sense of contemplation. And I think contemplation, it can be a very misunderstood concept. I think it's really easy to get images in our mind of being on a mountaintop at a retreat, being relaxed and calm, instead of like me right now, sitting with toys all around me and my laundry basket. What I mean is, when we don't think about contemplation is times like when we're really anxious or depressed or overwhelmed. But I think that something that, if I could pass on something about contemplation, that would be that those are the times that we're getting this signal to our hearts to come near. Just like the moon, when the moon gets darkest, when the moon gets quietest, when it's most diminished, this is when it's closest to the sun, which it reflects. And that's us in our relationship with God. These times when we least are conditioned to consider contemplation is the most important times. Those times when we feel depressed, or we feel anxious, or we feel overwhelmed, or feel all the feelings. Those are our signal moments. Those are our invitations to come and to be quiet and to rest and to not feel like we have to be on our full-on shine, right? That comes at a different time. But at this point in the moon cycle, there's a quiet place to come to. I love that the first time the word kadosh, the word used for holy in the scriptures, is used, it's in relation to a day. It's in relation to time. And I think that speaks so much to us about the priority and the importance, the significance of time and time set apart to our Creator. So this month I wanted to throw out a challenge to you all that instead of waiting for those mountaintop retreat experiences, those times when we feel relaxed and like lighting a candle and having a cup of tea, to instead consider in those anxious times, in those darker times, in those times where we feel so much need that the thing we really want to do is not think about anything at all and push away our thoughts. I want to invite us to actually hear a really important question at those times. And that's the question that God asked Adam in the garden. He said, "Where are you? Where are we?" Are we unwilling to come to that strange place that just feels like too strange to come close, too quiet to come close? I understand those feelings. And I know our Creator really understands those feelings. I love most of all the scripture that says Jesus wept. He never had to come here, and he certainly didn't have to come here and be real and serve the way he did. And in him, like in the moon, we have this wonderful picture. He came and he lived so real and so raw, and I think that is one of the hardest things to do, because it is strange. It's mysterious. You don't really know always what's on the other side of that silence, what's on the other side of that question of where am I? What's on the other side of the question that we want to not even go there because it's too painful. I want to invite us to remember this month the way Jesus wept, the way he came away to the mountain and camped out on the Mount of Olives and took time for quiet. As a mentor said to me a long time ago, and I valued this so much, her challenge to me was, if Jesus needed time away and he needed quiet, who are you not to? Us women, gosh, we really tend to think that we can get on without it, don't we? But that's the great thing about it not having to be a calm, quiet experience. This invitation to contemplation is here for us in the grittiest, most difficult, most mundane, most strange moments, needful moments. I want to challenge all of us, myself included, to hear that question in those moments and to be willing to enter into that question. Where are we? Our Creator is calling.